What's good, squad? So, I'm sitting up here in a luxury apartment building that I came to take a look at because I'm thinking about making some changes to my living situation. And not that there's anything wrong with my current living situation. Everything in my current living situation is actually pretty dope. Got a lovely house. But one of the things that I'm doing as I move into this new year of 2025 is I'm figuring out different ways to condense my living arrangements. I'm looking at the whole totality of my life and figuring out different ways that I could save money, different ways that I can liquidate different things. Because as I move into this goal that I currently have, which is retiring at 55, which I'll be 46 this April, which means about 9 years. It seems like an impossible task when you first initially look at it, but the reality of it is actually pretty simple if I move with purpose. And that's really my big focus for 2025 and moving forward in my career, in my personal life, is I'm moving with purpose. But you know what, before we get into that, do me a favor, guys. Hit the link in the description, go join the Patreon. Lots of good uncensored behind the scenes content from my shoots and my travels over the years. Lots of content, unreleased videos that I'm gonna be dropping on there. Gonna be talking on there a lot about different changes and different ways that you can move forward to be successful in 2025. And a lot of that stuff won't be on YouTube because sometimes I get tired of dealing with YouTube because I have to constantly try to censor the music that's playing around me, or sometimes I can't say some of the things that I want to say and be a lot more authentic in who I really am. So you guys hit the like button, subscribe, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, follow me on Instagram, and let's get after it. So basically, like I said, moving with a sense of purpose. So some of the things that I've been doing is I'm considering renting out my primary residence and moving into an apartment and staying there as I acquire more properties this year. My goal for this year is to purchase 2 additional properties. I think it's really possible. It's gonna require me to live and move in a way that I've never done before. And I think it's gonna be easy. Well, not easy, maybe I'm being a little bit disingenuous. It may not be easy, but it's going to require a lot of work that I think that I'm fully capable of. So I'm gonna move forward with all challenges, all brakes off, nothing but gas, and we're gonna light 2025 on fire. Some of the ways that I had to make sure that I move with this same sense of purpose that I'm talking about is I had to really think, plan, and execute, really look at the totality of my life and make a list of things that I want to accomplish, and I have to start living by a deeper sense of purpose that doesn't require me focusing on how other people feel. And that's a tough challenge, man, because when you have friends, families, relationships and stuff, a lot of times we want to try to keep them in mind as we move forward, right? We grow, we want them to grow with us. And the reality of it is everybody can't go, bro. Just everybody can't go with you. Especially when you live by purpose, and and a lot of other people don't necessarily move with purpose. They move with emotion. And, that is something that everybody does, men and women, friends, family, it happens, man. And what you have to learn to do, which is something that I'm currently working on, and this is what I think is really cool that I want to really remind you guys about a lot when it comes to me, right? I told you guys in the early stages of my YouTube channel is that I am no different than you. I am just like you guys. The only difference between me and you is I am moving forward and sharing my journey, where some of you guys may be moving forward on your journey, but you're not necessarily sharing it with the rest of the world, whether that's because you don't want to do it as a business purpose, or you're private, or whatever it is, you're just not choosing to do it. I'm choosing to do it. My YouTube serves as a video journal of my goals and accomplishments. I look back a lot of times on my life, and when I look back on my things and look at my YouTube channel, it's going to document those journeys from me moving to DC and moving down to Jacksonville. It's going to document those journeys from me transitioning from a powerlifter to a bodybuilder. It's going to showcase that journey of dealing with COVID. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to say the C word because I don't want YouTube to dock me for saying something, but living through that pandemic space, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm no different than you guys. I'm just kind of broadcasting my journey. But one of the things that I really, really want to keep harping on is moving with a purpose. Like that's going to be the focus point for 2025. Everything that I do, I'm going to sit down and measure it against what my ultimate goal is. And that's what you should be doing. You should really be moving with a sense of purpose and acknowledging there is a reason that you're doing everything that you're doing. Right? You're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. You're not just doing it for conversation's sakes. You know, you're actually being accountable. You sat down, you figured out what that journey was. You can multitask like me, or if you're someone who doesn't do well multitasking, you can try to tackle these things, you know, one step at a time. But the reality of it is if you do not think through what you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to walk in a circle. And before you look at it, look up, it's going to be January 2026. So, you know, a lot of opportunities in 2025. You know, we got a new administration coming in. We got 47 back in office, right? You know, big things are going to be coming in the real estate market. If you're someone who's interested in real estate, you've often been interested in real estate, but perhaps you never really made any moves. I want to strongly encourage you to do your due diligence, get out there, do your research, because 2025 is going to be a great year for real estate. A lot of changes coming. One of the changes that I'm worried about, though, as I'm trying to tackle this real estate market, is there's a significant shift in things that are going on state by state when it comes to real estate. I live in Florida currently, and you know, while I am comfortable living in Florida, I do like living in Florida, I am starting to question whether or not me continuing to invest in real estate in Florida is a good option. Now, in my particular case, I own 2 properties right now. Both of my properties are in North Florida, so I don't deal with a lot of the headache that comes from people who own real estate in South Florida. I don't really have to worry about flooding based on where I've, you know, purchased my home. A lot of the hurricanes that have come in, because I'm in North Florida, they're not beating up on as bad as they're beating up on South Florida or the western side of Florida. What else have I had? I haven't had to deal with any major catastrophes. You know, Jacksonville, I believe, has 7 rivers. I live in kind of in proximity to the river, but I don't live in a lowland area where I need to have flood insurance. So, you know, I'm saving money there. But as I'm looking at other properties around the state, I am having to weigh those factors in, which is kind of getting me to look a little bit more towards other areas. I'm looking at the Great Lakes area. I'm a big fan of the Bigger Pockets podcast. I also follow Anton Daniels. These are 2 great sources that you can look towards for guidance on the real estate investing market. And, you know, all the things that I've been hearing is that, you know, getting in the Great Lakes area may be a good time to go. So one of my frat brothers is supposed to be taking me up to Detroit when it gets a little bit warmer. And I'm going to check that area out. I'm also going to be looking in the Ohio area. And then there's still a part of me that does want to still buy in Florida, in proximity kind of to where I live, because I am a new real estate investor. I am still young in this. I am still doing the bulk of this by myself. So there is a comfort level that kind of comes from having stuff near me. But another thing that about my life is pretty remote. Like, I work remote for the government. I don't really have anything specifically tying me down to a particular area. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, but I initially moved to Jacksonville because my ex-wife moved back to Georgia with my youngest child, and I wanted to be near her. So Jacksonville just seemed like the proper place for me to go, because it put me 2.5 hours away from my daughter. They had a major airport. It's really not a major airport, but it is an international airport, very small airport, but you can't get international flights out of there. Not as cheap as if you fly to Orlando, but the bulk of the time, I'll say 80% of the time I fly to Jacksonville. Occasionally I do drive down to Orlando because the prices are a little bit better, but you still got to factor in that time and that gas mileage stuff. So, But anyway, that's what's going on with me, man. You know, the real estate is what I'm utilizing to help myself retire by 55, which is 9 years for me. If I need to push it back to 58, that's my fallback, but I try not to have fallbacks too much because I typically like to do a one and done when I pursue my goals. And so between that and dabbling in the dabbling in the stock market, I've been looking at some stuff with NVIDIA. I am considering day trading. It's not really something I'm super ecstatic about, but it is something that I know will help me reach my goals a lot faster. So just as I finish making more time to get ready to learn and understand how to navigate day trading a little bit better. That is one of the areas that I may be going into. And if I do, as always, I'll share it with you guys. But yeah, man, real estate 2025, great year, new administration in office, all kinds of different little tax breaks will be coming, all kind of different real estate investment options should be coming. I think the interest rates are supposed to be falling soon. So, this could be a good time to buy. I think they're going to do everything they can to try to help people get into homes. Excited to see about what new security they're going to be bringing to the border. Really excited to see what kind of changes they're going to make in some of these sanctuary cities like Chicago, New York. These guys have been under fire. People up there have been living way uncomfortable because of illegal immigration. And I'm super excited to see what changes are going to come for them. And that way, maybe some of these other states will stop moving to Florida, which will stop driving up all the different prices and all the insurances and all that other stuff. So yeah, man, move with a sense of purpose in 2025. Not making these videos super long. I'm going to try to keep these videos as short as possible when I'm sharing information with you guys. When I do more of a vlog style stuff, when I'm traveling and I can show you guys everything I'm doing, those videos may be a little bit longer, but for the most part, I'm going to be trying to give you guys a straight message, kind of re-encourage you, uplift you, get you to think, plan, execute, get you to really get out here and think about why you're doing what you're doing, why you're doing it with who you're doing it with, and what these people represent to you, what these businesses represent you, what your goals are, what your generational wealth goals are. So anyway, don't forget, guys, hit the link in the description. Check in with me on the Patreon, have some fun over there, see some of my uncensored work, some of my old stuff from when I was shooting more consistently. You can also follow me on Instagram, iamnatetyler. You can follow Nate Tyler Images if you want to. I don't post there quite as frequently, but there's a wealth of eye candy stuff on there for you guys to enjoy. And just keep holding me down, man. You guys have been rocking with me for so long, and I want to thank y'all for it. It's going to be a good year. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about my bodybuilding stuff in the next video. As always, squad, I'm out.